What's up? What's up? It's your guy with DJ Willie D. I appreciate you guys checking this out. This is a little quick and dirty way of adding some fixtures to Soundswitch, um, replacing fixtures, primarily replacing fixtures in your Soundswitch setup, adding lights and getting rid of other lights at the same time. So let's dive into this and show you what we got going on. Um, all right. So I have started rescripting some of these. These are some of the first songs I scripted when I first got Soundswitch. And I figured, you know what, let me just go ahead and delete this and start over. It's as good a time as any. But this one I have not rescripted yet. I got to figure out which one of those is which. But so let's go in here and show you where we're starting at. Let's just do this. All right. So the very first thing I did, I got two fixtures and I'm replacing them. So what I did in Soundswitch, you hit the plus button from right here, from this page, find your fixture, and you can control drag it to the fixture that you're replacing, and it will replace it. Now you just have to make sure when you're doing that that you have the space in your DMX universe to add those fixtures. Don't come at me for what you just saw there. It's a little jacked up, but you know I haven't changed. It was working. I got plenty of room, so I'll just let it fly. Um, and also leaves me proper room in between for adding more uplights, and neither here nor there. Anyway, I don't even know why I feel like I need to justify what my DMX universe looks like. It's mine. Leave it alone. But anyway, so I drag these fixtures in here, drag those to the fixtures that I'm replacing. And the biggest part of this is what you're going to see right here in the attribute queues. I have not ever replaced or deleted an attribute queue. Some of y'all gonna be like, oh my gosh, why? Because if I'm not using it, it doesn't do anything. And I've got enough placeholders here that it doesn't matter what fixture I add. I've already got attribute queues that are scripted into light shows as holders for any attribute queue that I want to add. So let's say I just for some reason figured out something that a light fixture can do. This isn't a me thing. If you know me, you know me. Um, I know what all my fixtures do. I'm that guy that's going to figure it out. I'm going to go through everything in them and figure out what's what. But if you figure out your light fixture can do something that you didn't know it could do, well, guess what? You've got this placeholder right here that's not doing anything. Just to make sure it's not doing anything, I can go through here, click on a whole bunch of stuff, and nothing is selected. Nothing is selected. And okay, well, guess what? I just found out that this fixture can do this weird thing. So I'm going to go in here and say, okay, I want it to do this new thing that I figured out that it can do. And this attribute queue is already in your scripts if you saved it to a preset. And we'll get to that in just a minute. So that new thing is now active in every light show that I've written to date. If you did one thing. So this is why I tell people, Soundswitch, how you run it, you can get as in-depth as you want, but it really, Soundswitch can help you do infinitely more in the future than anybody I think has ever really talked about. And this is how that I've always used Soundswitch this way. I've never been that guy that buys for now. I'm always that guy that's thinking, as far down the road as I possibly can. So far as my processes. But so this is where things get important. All these attribute cues um, and presets. Presets are huge. I cannot say that strongly enough. Um, Presets are everything when it comes to Soundswitch and getting the most out of it, especially long term, and getting use out of it through growth. So we're going to go to our automations here. This doesn't have a script. So we'll go to auto script and we'll go to advanced. Now this one has been done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use another script. Let's use this one. So we're going to check our positions real quick. Our position should be good because the script has already been done. But now we need to go through our new functions. So let's say, let me back up one step real quick and just show you. So these fixtures are replacing other fixtures that I had, these specifically. So what I went ahead and did, I grabbed those fixtures because when I replaced it, the function that these attribute cues were held to are gone. Those attributes are no longer here. Those lights aren't in this attribute cue manager here. Those fixtures are gone. These are in their place, but none of these were previously checked. It had nothing there. So what I did, I reused these attribute cues. Like I said, they're already scripted into shows. So these functions are now, since I selected them, I said, okay, these were my old hybrids and these are the new ones. I want them to use these fixture attributes, these functions. And I literally just came in here and gave them a new light. These, I gave them this one here. And these will all end up in this folder at some point. I haven't really reassigned that one yet. My bad. I haven't reassigned that one either. Let's see. What have I got going on? I think I've got these reassigned. So yeah. So I went and reassigned these to these new fixtures. So these are all attribute cues that have been scripted into shows previously. But what I'm going to do moving forward, just to kind of future-proof further, and just for the sake of showing you, let me go to because this isn't nope, this one isn't. I've got a whole different profile for that. Let's go here. Just click one. So the attributes, those attributes from the old lights, there are some still here. Let's figure out what that is. Prism angles. So these attributes are still here. And like I said, these attributes are old attributes that I've repurposed over and over and over, giving them new life. And those are the ones that are now tied to these. So this one is tied to these. This one is tied to these. Now, since I know that those have attributes that are still there from way back, I know that these fixtures, if I right now go out and do a gig, they have attributes tied to them. They have their colors and everything there. Now, what I'm going to do now is go and make sure I'm going to go to auto script. I'm going to go to advanced, and I'm going to use this automation. I'm going to check here, make sure that these that are tied to them are active. Yes, they're active here. And make sure those don't have anything in them right now. These are active. I don't think that's, yep, that's empty. And I've got tons more of just holding place attribute cues. So I know that all these attribute cues are here and are now tied to these movers. So when I script, immediately, and just I don't like, I just got everything's main one. Everything's main one. That's my biggest thing with Soundswitch right now. It seems like before this last update, it gave a better readout on the music, and this is not cool. But anyway, you can see the attribute cues here. Everything's getting locked in. My prism, color overrides. I like doing color overrides. Okay. What's that one? I might need to find that one and make sure whatever it's doing. But yeah, I've got one flipping provision. Not cool. So what we're gonna do, let's see if we can't auto script this again. Let's go back to advanced. I'm gonna use this. Let's change the movement speed, effect speed, and shouldn't be using those. I'm gonna resave this as this preset just to make sure that I'm not using Cake First Dance and Leave. I'm gonna apply that. And I still only got one. Hmm. Well, I might end up deleting this whole section here. No. Let's see if we get a better read on this one. All right, let's see. There we go. Well, that might be a little better. Yeah, there's my attributes there. Positions. Looks nice, looks nice. We're following master on the intensities, which I'm not terribly mad about. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay. So, I mean, just as fast as you can do those items right there, get your lights out of the box, go through and make sure you know what gobos you like, pick those out and apply those attribute cues. If you've got placeholder attribute cues, um, you can really be up and going in no time, and you can use one attribute cue for several things. So let's say I've got this attribute cue right here that's showing up a lot, ROF. Um, let's see, you are, wait, I don't know where it is. Okay, so that is, I think that's only tied to you. So that attribute cue is controlling the 230-watt beams, and it's not doing anything here. Now I could use that one attribute cue to affect this light, those fixtures, and these fixtures. As many fixtures as you want, as many attributes as you want per attribute cue, which really is the easiest way um, to get a lot done with a little, without having to try to figure out, all of these different attributes and how many you're putting into a preset and all that. Uh, you can do that. I prefer to split mine up. It's a me thing. Sometimes less is more, and I figure, um, now that I say it out loud, uh, that probably would be the easier way for anybody to do it. But I do so many different things. I have my own way of doing things. I like everything split up and everything to have its own function. But that's just me. Neither here nor there. But you can make one attribute you do so many things, um, which in turn, let's get out of here. And let's kind of suss that out real quick. Let me save that. Um, let's say you had only a handful of attribute keys to work with. Um, it would clean this up a lot. You wouldn't have all this madness up like what I've got, all these different attributes down here. So let's say you had one um, master attribute queue list where this attribute queue was a certain gobo on one pair of fixtures, a certain pair of gobos, or a gobo on another pair of fixtures, and this one was just open uh, white or open no the open gobo. And another one was just open prism. I mean you can do a lot with a little in Soundswitch. I know I'm probably getting in the weeds here a little bit, but I just figured why not go there. Um, but yeah, so I hope that makes sense. And I'm just kind of doing this off the cuff. I've got a couple of new fixtures I'm getting set up for this weekend. I figured, why not go ahead and just record a little something showing you all what you can do to get some new fixtures up and running in Soundswitch fairly quickly, as long as you've got a good manual that shows you the breakout of the where the gobos are and all the things, um, and two, being able to find the fixture in Soundswitch, and hopefully the quick and dirty way to find that. I'm not going to go through that right now, but if you don't know that, hit me up. I'm happy to show you if I get enough interest, and then I'll show you the quick and dirty way to help you find fixtures that you might have issues finding. It's all about finding the number of channels. Say that. Um, but that's it for this. I've got some more scripting to do for this 30 year class reunion this weekend. And it's going to be mad on, and I got some new scripting ideas for um, these older songs that, wow, haven't been touched in Soundswitch in probably 3 years. But that's it for this. And if you appreciate this, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and share with everybody you know that uses Soundswitch. If they're looking to use Soundswitch long term, if they're adding fixtures, replacing fixtures, um, I, I hope this helped. I'll show you the quick and dirty way to do that, and helps you long term get the most use out of Soundswitch for your DJ business, your however you use it, Soundswitch as a band or whatever it is. But you can find me across the socials as DJ Willie D. I do have a wedding related podcast as well. It's called Wedded Whispers on YouTube. It's also on Spotify and Apple Music as a podcast. Um, it's just my way of giving back to the wedding industry. But if you find favor in what I do here, hit that like or subscribe button and share it with those you think that could use this information. That's it for me today, and I will see you between now and then.